for other people. So I just give you a reminder that from the last 2 or 3 lectures, we are talking about research. And if you remember, in our last lecture, we have talked about systematic literature review. Now, today we are going towards our next one of the most important aspects of research, that is content analysis and then developing taxonomies. So, uh, in today's workshop, we basically just learn about how a content analysis is done, how taxonomies are developed, and then we will see certain examples or illustrations to just know that how we can come up with an effective content analysis and how we can come up with an taxonomy in research. So let's start with this uh, content analysis. What basically is content analysis? Let me, all right. So content analysis is a research tool basically. We are talking about different analysis and different methodology since we know that there are different methodologies. Now today we will moving towards how we can use this tool, this content analysis tool, to determine the presence of certain words in research. Before going into content analysis, I'll give you just a very brief example. If you see, like, if you are doing certain research, and that research you will find like billion of data in terms of research articles, in terms of book, in terms of published data. So you will find a lot of things over there. But we are not interested in whatever the data is available, but we are interested for a certain data that really serves our purpose, right? So then content analysis, this tool will really help you out in finding the presence of certain words in certain type of research, certain themes, or certain concepts in any qualitative data, or we can say in any sort of text that is available or in the form of published data or in the form of published research, right? So we are very much clear that in content analysis we are talking about, or we are finding certain words, certain themes. They are similar in the nature. They fall in a certain domain, they fall in a certain theme, they fall in a certain concept. So we are analyzing these different words and different themes. So the purpose of content analysis is basically we are quantifying and analyzing the presence of certain research, the meanings of certain research, and the relationship of certain words, themes, and concepts that what have literature have already talked about, or whatever the literature has developed over the period of time. Now this is the process whenever we are going for any content analysis. We see that from identifying databases, we will start from here. Now I go again, and like we are talking about a certain concept and certain words or themes or certain research. So we will start with identifying the different databases like Google Scholar, like Emerald, like Taylor and Francis. There are number of databases that are available for researcher. So we will identify a certain basis. Now this should be very much clear that what is the purpose. We want to identify a certain databases. Let's say the database that really published a certain research in certain area. Then we will identify some keywords that are related with our research. We will go and do some practice, and we will know that how we will identifying the different keywords. We will also identify certain themes we will developing this thing, and then we will going for uh, so once we have certain keywords that need to be researched and certain themes, once we identify these words and themes, we go and start searching on a database. After the search, we will develop a content analysis via categorizations by themes and consolidating all the data. So basically, we will identify databases, then identify words, then themes. We will search these very themes and databases and these very keywords in databases, and we will come up with content analysis. So this will be the process. This is a simple illustration of what is a content analysis, or what are the key requirements of content analysis. So first, in the first column, we will later on go and explain each and every aspect of this content, but this is just for simply that what is a content analysis looks like. So let's say I have done certain research, so I will find a certain journal, the name of the journal. Let's say we have Journal of Comparable uh, Medication and Communications, right? When that journal is published, so year is very important when this research has been published. Who were the contributing authors? If we go to the next segment, then from that research article, we will try to identify the objectives or the research questions. That what was the objective of this research and what was the objective of this research. So we will just put in an Excel form, we will put all this information over there. And then the type of sorry, this screen is like getting something. Okay. Then the type of that particular research, let's say where that has been published in terms of social media. So mostly that research is based published in on Facebook. Then what was the theory that this paper addresses? So that was, let's say we have taken this information, that civic participation, political governance, and all this information. So we will just put this particular theory or constructs in the theory column. What are the dimensions have been discussed in that social theory? Then the methodology in country. What sort of methodology has been done? Let's say we now have that this is a quantitative research from a survey from a college across different students of Texas. Let's say 2,603 questionnaire or people have been involved. These students have been involved. The respondents and political participation. So we will just give a brief of whatever the methodology has been used by this particular author. And then the findings. What was the finding of this research? I'm talking about a single article, right? So from a single article, this is just an content analysis of a single article, and then we will come up with the findings that, okay, what was the finding? Let's say the contribution made by Facebook or whatever. Like we are not interested in whatever the findings, but we will just come up with the findings. And then if there is in certain limitations or if there is in certain future research direction, so we will come up with this column. So we have different columns, like say the journal, year, who was the author, what was the objective, what of the type of research, what was the theory that has been used, what were the different variables or dimensions, what was the methodology in country and sample size, what was the findings, and what was the limitation in future research. So we will do for each and every article. So this is whatever the information we will extract. So now this is the important information that we need to extract from an article. the title of the research, the authors, journal, its volume, and its year of publication. So this article information we will also take from a certain research paper, right? Now these things are very important, since the title, that means okay, these are the similar titles, the same keywords, the title from same theme. So that's why this article information is very important in terms of, and then we will come up with the journal, that what databases or what journals are publishing them, what journals are publishing in with these titles, with these keywords, and then the year of publication. So we can come up that in the yearly publication scheme of these articles. Then we will okay, decide the themes. From the themes, basically, once we have the information, then we will decide on themes, that what themes have been used. In themes, we are interested in these important things. Let's say the unit of analysis. What was the unit of analysis? It was a firm, it was an individual, it was a student, it was some university professors, or whatever. It was some bank employees, it was some government officials. So, what was the unit of analysis that this research has been done? And the area of study. The next important thing is area of study. What was the area? That was a general, like it's not talking about any individual organization or any discipline. It's just generally talk about a certain phenomena. Or let's say it's talk about a certain individual, an organization, let's say a particular organization they are targeting. And then the theory or framework that has been used in that study. What was the theory, and what was the theoretical framework that comes up, that on what theoretical framework and what theoretical backgrounds they have come up with on a certain relationships. That is basically theoretical framework. Then the methodology, what methodology they have used. Let's say we have to address that either that was a quantitative study, either that was a qualitative research, either that was in mixed approach. And within the qualitative and within the quantitative, there are different type of methodology, but exactly this person or this author has done. And then now let's move to the next important theme, that what was the data analysis technique that have been used. Again, if that is in quantitative, let's say it was certain statistical data, so what statistical techniques have been used. If that is in primary research, sorry for that, if that is primary research, so we must know that there are different tools and techniques for to address a certain data. And then the origin of the study, where that study has been conducted. Now this is again a very important in terms of themes. Now this different regions, let's say the developed markets, let's say emerging markets, let's say frontier markets, let's say if we have other classification of the market in terms of developing and developed nations. So origin of the study again matters, since the research in different areas have a different things. So let's say whatever I have discussed now, we will come up with an illustration, and we will want to just come up with whatever we have the important contents. Let's say I give you an idea that we want to analyze an article in journals related to social media, right? So let's say now we are very much prepared that we are searching something on related to social media. So this is our key terminology, keywords, which is social media. And then on that social media, we will be categorizing and coming up with different themes. So let's say from now onwards, we are talking about social media. So we have now decided that social media will be the broader concept. Now we will identify certain keywords that may be used in the field of social media. Let's say now we will identify keywords. Let's say we have now social media. Social networks is a similar terminology that can be used. Social networking sites, so that is again related with social media. Web 2 is in social media. Facebook is in proxy of social media, and Twitter. So we have developed six keywords. So now we will, whatever the search we will do, we will be within these keywords. So first of all, social media, and then different keywords. And we have very similar keywords to social media are within the domain of social media. Sorry. Now we will come up with different combinations like social media and social networking. Next search will be social networking sites and social media, social networking sites and Facebook, Twitter and social network, social media and Twitter, social media and Facebook. So these keywords we will interrelatedly we will be coming up with different combinations. Let's say social media and social networks, impact of social media on social networks, social Facebook, uh, social networking Facebook. So we will come up with different keywords combination, right? Once we entered these different keywords in our research in our databases, we identified, let's say, 295 articles, and we will now download these 295 articles. So now this is just a brief of whatever we have done. So on social media, we have identified that there are 40 articles that have been published in Computer in Human Behavior. This journal have published 40 articles on social media related to our keywords. Then next journal is Public Relation Review. They have identified 22, and list of the journals is there, and we have a certain ranking. You can see 40, 22, 10, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3, right? So this is the list of journals where articles have been published on these six keywords. So we will maintain this first table, right? So the list of journal. Once we have list of journal, the next thing is we will now prepare the unit of analysis that we have discussed. Unit of analysis, we will, one column will be of category, and the next column will be the frequency, how many times or how many times a research have used this unit of analysis. The research on social media related with the students, 86 times the unit of analysis was students. So mostly we can say, I'm not going for an drawing certain conclusion, I'm just giving you, now we are in the phase of a unit of analysis, that mostly research and social uh, network or social sciences or this very social networking or social media, the mostly research has been conducted on the students, which is 686 times articles have used unit of analysis as students. Individuals like youth, employees, practitioners, journalists, scholars, entrepreneurs, 57 times the unit of analysis was 57. Let's say the unit of analysis, you are asking a question or you are using the student perception about Facebook or other social medias. And then maybe there are other category, it depends on each and every research. Within that theme we will find a certain unit of analysis. So let's say if that is social media, so social media sites, social media users, social media pages, social media organizations, so total 246 unit of analysis we have found on the basis of social media. So this again, that frequency means how many times this unit of analysis has been used in the research. Then the area of research usage, how many people, how many research are talking about the usage of social media, how many time people are talking about social issues within that social networking, How many time 11 studies have been talking about security and privacy of social media, and others we are not that themes. So we have the three themes: usage, social issues, and security and privacy. And we have a certain percentage, so we can see from 100%, 55% social networking research is based on usage of social media, or the social networking, or the usage of social networking by students, and so on. Again, now this area of study will give you a very brief understanding of whatever has been done in the past literature. Then we will now, within each and every domain there are different theories. We already know this thing since we have adopted social networking. So there are theories that will be related with social networking, with reference to technology, with reference to social capital. So now we will, from these theories we have, from these articles we have come up that technology acceptance model, this is one of the theory, or theory of technology acceptance that is used in social media. So 15 studies are using the theory of technology acceptance model. Uses and gratification theory, 14 articles are using, are based on this theory. 8 PEP articles are based on social capital theory, 6 are based on factor modeling, dialogic theory, and whatever the other theories. So, this is how we will identify the different theories in a certain research theme that have been used in the past. So, we will come up with the different numbers. There are, it will be a huge list. People are using different theories according to the different studies. Then methods, what is the method has been used, and what was the frequency of these method have been used. Let's say the mixed method, mixed of quantitative and qualitative, 42 studies have been done on mixed method. Within quantitative, let's say we have three main quantitative type of research, that is survey, that is experiment, and action research. So we have now each and every frequency of quantitative studies. And then qualitative terms, let's say in interviews 38 studies have been done, and other content analysis. So total we have these studies. So we now have what methodology have been used, and within the quantitative and qualitative, this methodology. And then variables. How many times people have used the usage variable? 23 times. Intention, one of the variable of social media, intention to use. The impact of social media, 7 times. User behavior and attitude and political participation and well-being and satisfaction, intention, social capital. These are the different variables. So research have used. So it's mean mostly the usage variable has been used in the field of social networking sites. Now these are the country-wise now analysis. Africa, like Egypt and South Africa, 12 studies we found that they have been published in this region. 10 studies in America, Canada, Chile, and Mexico, then Western Asia, then South. So we will come up with a certain classification of countries, developing countries, so total 63, and developed countries like USA 156, Europe. So you will find that mostly studies have been conducted in USA, America, that is 156. So developed markets and developing countries, how many research has been done. Now, we will now develop our taxonomies. We will now develop our taxonomies. I will go back and we will start certain type of practices, that whatever we have done, I will show you other slide data, the real Excel file. Now, we will develop a taxonomy. The structured way of organizing information and knowledge. That is basically taxonomy. On the basis of certain themes, on the basis of certain structure, we will organize information and knowledge. Taxonomy can make the knowledge found in documents and texts clear and usable. Usable means for future research, for making certain analysis or drawing certain conclusion. Now, this taxonomy play a very important role in research, since we will classify different objects, researchers, we help researchers and practitioners in a certain field that in order to make analyze or in order to analyze the complex domains of these research. These taxonomy provide a structured and organization of the knowledge and enable researchers to come up with concepts and hypothesize about these relationships. Since we have a theory, we have already established facts, concepts, so we can hypothesize the different relationships. This is a pure example of taxonomy. Let's say we have different constructs. Let's say the theory of models, marketing strategies. This is the author, unit of analysis, technology variable, governance, regulation, and politics, whatever the variables we are, information seekers, social intentions, information intents, shared values, trust, and whatever the status and others. So we will come up with different marking different theories. Let's say grounded theory or social cognitive theories, information processing theory or federal government regulatory framework. So we will come up with this sort of analysis just to find that whatever the theories and methodologies have been used. Now, taxonomy of mobile application. Let's say what was the application, what was the temporal for purpose, that was for communication purpose, that was for transition purpose, transaction purpose, or access purpose. So there are different mobile application we know. uh, Mobile voice communication, so temporal. So we will select each and every item in terms of research, and we will fill this different the mobile applications. So there are different categories and then different applications. Each and every application have a certain relationship or a certain impact. There are studies have been conducted. There are mobile applications, they are temporal, they are communications, they are used for transaction, and they are used for access. So citations, we will cite different authors, what was the problem, the context, theories, models, methods, timings, and unit of analysis. And this is again the exact summary of application, application, usage, theory, population, antecedents, and the results in terms of positive and negative. So we have a one picture, and we will have all the applications of mobile applications, and we can find that they are all have a certain theories, population. So we will have a complete information about these. I will share now with you the different examples of taxonomy articles and certain reference documents. So I'm sharing my screen. Okay. So now, first of all, we will come up with content analysis, how we have developed this content analysis. Give me just 1 minute, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So now this is the whole Excel file. If you can see my screen. So we will now prepare our content analysis. I just give you a very single table, but this is now the detailed content analysis. First of all, I will put the first column of year, then the title of that research, the journal where the research has been published, the database. We can see the scopus. If I go scroll down, so you will find that we have scopus based. So this research has been scopus based. So our databases procused and other, so we have multiple databases available with us, right? These are all the different databases which is available. Emerald, Web of Science. uh, I am scrolling down. You can find other databases like Web of Science. Now there are a lot of data which is available on Web of Science. Going down, we will find Springer Lake, Ebesco, Science Direct, Google Scholar, Science Direct again. So we will have a certain this research based on all the databases. So we will mention what databases we have used. And then the authors, obviously we can use, we already have the year, no need to add again, but like we can do it. We have authors, then the country where this research has been published. So we have a multiple research, let's say Iran, Malaysia, Taiwan, Korea, or whatever the countries that have published. Then the year already we have. Then context. What was the context of this research? It was on based on internet, it was based on social network, on game, on chatting, on internet. So we will find multiple themes on the basis of context. And then research method. For each article, we are just inserting this information. Let's say the research methods, quantitative, qualitative, mixed. So whenever we are using this thing, quantitative slash qualitative, so we are using a mixed methodology. Then the sample. What was the sample? Let's say I'm just giving you an example of this first article, which has been on the effect of internet addiction on social capital among the youth in Tehran. So this is the journal name that was published in Procust, published by Musi in Iran in 2012, based on internet. That is quantitative study. 385 young adults within the age of 18 to 29, they were respondent or sample. So clearly we have like young adults 385 within the age of 18 to 29. What instrument they have used? They have used the instrument score of source of young 1988. 1998, the young have developed a certain instruments like on the basis of variables, and we have used the same items of young. This article have used the same article of young. Then these are the consequences, or we can say the exactly whatever the information. Drop in school and work, reduce social participation, increase regression in attacks, and reduce social support, reduce social cohesion, and reduce social confidence. So this is the whole content analysis. We can have a detailed content review. We can have a final consequence. Let's say these are the different consequences. This is the frequency, and these are the authors who have published. Consequences mean like certain research we are drawing or getting conclusion from the research. So let's say aggressive behavioral impact, increase aggression and attacks, anxiety, stress, and so on, and late sleep. So we have found these certain issues, and 30 articles have found this thing. You see, now we are just from the content analysis, we are getting a more detailed information. Now this is the purpose of content analysis. If I can, from the detailed content analysis, from the last consequences, I have developed a consequence that aggressive behavioral impacts the use of internet. Since what was the title? Go back. We will find our title, the effect of internet addiction on the youth. So now we will find these things. 30 articles have found aggressive behavioral impacts on the use of internet on these very young people, and we have found that increase aggression, attacks, anxiety, stress, neglect, disorder sleep disorder, and late sleep. And these are the author who have published. These are the different variables. Let's say 5 personality traits like have been used. Depression as a variable has been used. Family conflict and other variable have been used. Loss of control variable have been used by these people. Loneliness variable has been used. Sadness variable has been used. Passing spending time, so they are all related with the addiction of internet with reference to social media. And then will find a certain frequency, how many people have used these 5 personality traits, and these are the different authors. Now different instruments like variable, so we can find that who are the people in this research. They are borrowing the model, they are borrowing the instruments from other research. So mostly these they were the people from which they have borrowed that research. I'm just giving you one more example of detailed analysis. It's not like something that we will have a very specific, but we can have. You see, now again, another behavioral content analysis. Since this is my own research, I can give you the year, title, journal, author, country, objective, research method, sample, instrument score, uh, or these are the variables, antecedents, consequences, findings, and limitations. So we can find that this slide, from this slide, we can see, okay, like the whole information is there. We can come up with final consequences. Now, these are the certain tables which can be used for taxonomies and content analysis. Let's say the first is frequency, year-wise frequency. How many paper have been published in a certain year? So year-wise frequency will be our first thing. Then the journals. These are the different journals. The countries, research methods, context, databases. So now we can find 70 Scopus. These are the different databases in which this research is available. So we can find the each and every databases and how many frequency shows that how many articles have been published. Then respondents. These are all the taxonomy and content analysis papers. We can find internet addiction instruments in terms of instrument, frequency, and authors. All that have they have done this. So the detailed information is over there. And finally, I give you a more example of taxonomy. Let's say we have the financial analyst forecasting literature, a taxonomy with suggesting for future research. Here, the purpose is just give you an idea of taxonomy. So we can find, I'm just giving you the brief idea. So now we can find this is the one of the article that is really on the basis of taxonomy. So we can find they have a different tables like reference, what methods have been used, and what were the key results on these financial forecasting. So now they have mentioned all the references, they have mentioned all the methods, which whatever the method they have used, since that is the analysis is basically based the research is based on forecasting. So we have very secondary data or time series analysis tools and techniques. These are the key results. Then in second table they are again giving the same information. This is the first table that give the information where have been published and so on. And then other paper addressing question related to the nature of analyst experience and distributional characteristics. So again, we have a reference, we have method, and we have a key results. So we will give we are just giving the each and every information about every article. Once we are done with this, again the next research question. You see, reference, method, and key results. This is the simply they are just coming up with this, and finally we will see that this is the pure paper of research article on taxonomy. So this is how they have developed the taxonomy over the period of time. Whatever the research, whatever the question has been discussed for each and every. So we have a question and then all the related research. Next question, selected papers, their methods, key results. So now again, so so it's mean this research has used the taxonomy for suggesting future research. Now, this is the main purpose was a taxonomy with suggesting for future research. So now we can again go back. This practice was just to give you a brief idea on taxonomy. This is the link of this different article. This one, the same article that we have just gone through. Uh, These are the article like systematic literature review, taxonomy of service in e-government. This paper is exactly on taxonomy. If you go through to this article, you will find this paper have used the taxonomy and content analysis to develop a literature or to develop a certain conclusion or certain thing. We have already gone through by this article that was recently. Just now we have come up that financial forecasting literature taxonomy. You will find that all these knowledge taxonomy for developing organization memory, we can use any type of research, either that is social sciences or whatever. So the purpose is again we were talking about content analysis and taxonomy. So this was the real picture of whatever we have come up with: the journal, the year, authors, objective, constructs and theories and dimensions and country and finding and limited future research. When we have 259 articles we have found, once we do 259 articles, this content analysis. Now, this content analysis will help us in quantifying the presence of a certain meaning, the relationship of certain themes and words and concepts. So we can develop certain analysis on the basis of this content analysis. So this is all that we have today.